Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another ColourPop video for you guys. I have been going crazy with the ColourPop videos, I think this month, especially during Vlogmas. I don't know if in the next months I'll be reviewing every single collection. It just kind of depends. I feel like the views on these videos can be very hit or miss, and it's hard to judge if it's a collection there's like a super interest in. I think a lot of you guys were interested in that Aurora palette from last week's video, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see for ColourPop videos, if you like me reviewing them every week, if you would rather just kind of see the popular ones. And also I wanted to mention, of course, like if you see a ColourPop collection you're really interested in, like tag me in it, send me a message so I know like what the interest is like, because I don't know if I could keep like doing them weekly if some of them are just going to be getting like 3,000-4,000 views or so. But I do want to do them when I find a collection that I think is really pretty, and I was definitely really drawn to this one, so I wanted to go ahead and share this one. I just got it today. This is this week's collection, so you guys know ColourPop has a new launch pretty much weekly, and it's called the Coquette Dreams. It's very super girly, very Parisian style. It's so pretty, glitzy, glam, all of the above. So this should be launching tomorrow on ColourPop Thursday, and it says it's going to be available at ColourPop and also Ulta Beauty. Let's get into the collections, but don't forget to let me know your thoughts on the ColourPop reviews for sure. Anyways, so first things first, we have the Pretty Please eyeshadow palette from them in the collection. Here is the packaging. It is so beautiful. Very soft and romantic, and the outside of the box does match. And then here is the colors inside. So we have this gorgeous kind of rosy, cool tone, pinks, purples, very romantic color scheme. So beautiful. I am going to be swatching these all with you. And the back is also very cute. You have little bows, flowers, a little locket on there. So pretty. Let's go ahead and swatch the colors together. Since this is a smaller one, I know you guys like when I swatch it with you. So the first shade we have is All the Frills. And this is more of like your Super Shock formula. So it's very creamy, and it's a little bit more of like a topper. So it is very shimmery, but something you can kind of pair on top of something. Also, I have like eyeliner swatched up there. Next up we have, this is Pearly, and this one is more of a matte with glitter. There's micro glitter in there, but it kind of shifts a little bit. It's almost like a soft matte bright lavender. I wouldn't call it a pearl shade, but I guess it almost has that brightness to it that maybe could be described as a pearl, but it is a soft lavender. Next we have more of a metallic called Old Money. This is beautiful, more cool toned, kind of silvery metallic. It is pretty light though. It doesn't swatch as bright as I thought it would. It looks very vibrant in the pan. And then we have this gorgeous taupey purple called Vintage Queen, which is a beautiful smoky shade. Next we have Love Letters. This is another kind of more Super Shock creamy one. Next we have another matte. This is Be a Doll. It does have micro glitter in it, and this is a matte lavender. Next we have Feeling Flirtatious, and this is a really pretty rose gold. We have a gorgeous plummy mauve. This is called 444. Trying to fix my swatches here so they don't go completely sideways. Next we have another kind of Super Shock. So these three are kind of like more of your Super Shock toppers. This is a light lavender, and it is called Dear Diary. We have another matte with micro glitter in like another kind of grayish lavender tone. That one is Floral Affair. Next we have a metallic purple, and this one is Oh So Dainty. Pretty light again. And then we have this cool tone matte gray, and this one is Sweet Thing. So here is your color story all together. Honestly, kind of surprised how light some of those shimmers are. I expected a little bit more punch. I don't think any of these shimmers are super duper metallic. They're more kind of faint, which I know some people will like, but some people aren't gonna like. I do prefer a little bit more punch to my shimmers, but I feel like it's just kind of supposed to be a soft romantic palette as is. Now we do have these three color sticks in the collection, which these are kind of like a cream shadow. You can use them as eyeliner all over on the lid as well. This first one is called Satin Ribbon, and it's more like a duochrome. It's actually what I had swatched on my hand, but it's actually very pretty. It's like a very icy pinky purple. Next, this is more matte. It's called Feminine Charm, and it is like a mauve rose. We also have a matte mid-tone brown called First Kiss. So here is the 3 colors swatch. I do think they pair well with the eyeshadows. Almost forgot one. There's actually 4 in the collection. I always miss something. This one is called Romance Novel, and it's another metallic. This one's a metallic, light, smoky, kind of silver. And for some reason, that first shade just does not want to come off of my hand here. Okay, next up we have the Cheek Dews. We have 3 Cheek Dews in the collection. This is more of their liquid blush that they have. So they have had this formula before, and they came out with some fun pinks, which I was really excited to try. So this is more of like a raspberry color. This is called True Romantic. And with these, I like to kind of blend them out so you can see what it would look like on the cheeks. Definitely the darker the better with these because they're pretty light in tone. Next one is more of a rose called Parisian Chic. And then Summer Nostalgia. This one's definitely, you can tell, a lot lighter than the other 2. So here is the 3 tones. I don't know why these 2 look so similar on my hand. I think I honestly just got too much of that middle one. And then lastly, we have some of these Fresh Kiss lip creams in the collection as well. And what's fun about these is they have a little bow on the packaging, so just a little extra detail, which is nice. Super cute. So this first one is called I Heart That. This is kind of a mid-tone rosy shade again. Lots of rose and pinks going on here. This one is Off to Paris. This is pretty. This is like a really gorgeous mauve. So if you guys are new to this formula, it's very moussey on the lips. It dries down a bit more matte though. And then the last one is called Floor Love. And there is your 3 shades here. So that is the collection. Really cute, very girly fun. I'm a huge fan of rosy tones and pink, so I was really excited to test this one out. So I'm going to be sharing a little tutorial how I did this look on my face today and see what kind of my first impressions are of the products. Okay guys, let's dive into the palette here. This was a little bit lighter in tone than I expected, or at least it's coming off light on camera, but let's see what kind of looks that we can do here. I just washed all my brushes the other day. Oh my gosh, they needed it so bad. I'm the worst when it comes to that, but I feel like I put it off so long and then I have like so many brushes to do, so it's always a very long process. I was curious though if you guys have a favorite brush cleaner that's decently affordable, does a good job, can get lots of foundation out of brushes. I need to find a new one. Anyways, into the palette here, I'm taking my Sephora 24 little crease brush, which I always use, and I'm going to dive into Vintage Queen, and we'll place this in the crease. So that's a nice kind of cool tone smoky purple. Let's add a little bit of 444 as well, just to kind of add a little bit more brightness in there. I'll just do a tiny bit, and then it kind of turns into a more true kind of smoky lavender. Haven't done like a halo eye in a while, so let's try that. I'm going to take this kind of smoky gray called Sweet Thing, and I'll start with it in the outer corner here. And I'm going to take an even smaller brush for the inner corner just because I have such a small space and I don't want to get product all over. So I'm just kind of going to pack that here and bring it towards the center a bit. For the center, I'm going to pop on the Feeling Flirtatious. It's super soft, very melty, really pretty shimmer. I haven't done a halo eye in so long, and I feel like I've just been kind of doing the same routine, so I feel like I should have. So I just kind of felt like switching it up a bit because I don't want to be too repetitive, but sometimes I just like what I like. And I like to do what's comfortable to me. And then we'll go ahead and blend those edges. And then I'm going to pop just a tiny bit of this shade, just very lightly in the very center. This is all the frills. This one almost feels like a Super Shock, but that's just gonna go literally directly in the very middle. I'm also taking that dark gray, the Sweet Thing, just very lightly up into the crease too, just to kind of blend that all. And then whatever left on this brush, I'm just gonna go along the lower lash line here, just so we're not picking up any more product. Because sometimes these ColourPop shadows, they're a little powdery, so sometimes they get some fallout towards the lower lash line, which I don't like. So that's the eyes. I'm gonna clean up with some concealer, do my brows, and then we'll finish up with some of the other products in the collection. So I got most of my makeup on. I did want to go ahead and throw this color stick on. I forgot that we got some of these in the collection. This is in Satin Ribbon. Let's see if this will work in the very inner portion. I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlight there. And we'll add a little bit here. And I'll just kind of blend that with my finger. Alright, let's do a little cheek dew blush here. We got some fun pink shades, it looks like. I'm gonna take Parisian Chic here. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this formula. It is really sheer, but maybe since it's a little darker, maybe it'll go on, you know, a little more colorful. I typically just dab them on with my finger, and I'll just place it on my hand like so. And then I just kind of I'm taking my ring finger here, and we'll just dab this in. And we can add more as we need it. So yeah, this one does have a little bit, I would say, more color to it. But I think definitely the darker cheek dews are nice because they do show up a little bit better, but it is more of a natural blush. It seems to be blending fine onto the skin, but I just don't think it's like as seamless as some of my other blushes are. So yeah, I don't always reach for them, but I do feel like it goes with the look. But yeah, you can see it's already pretty sheer as we set it on the face. Next, we have some Fresh Kiss lip creams to choose from here. And since we have more of a purple look, I think I'm going to go for the mauve-y one called I Heart That. And I'm just going to throw this on. I'm not really wearing any lip liner. So they have a bunch of different formulas in this Fresh Kiss line. This one has more of a moussey texture. The other ones we tried, I think in my last video, were more of their stain. So here's the finished look. I don't think I'm going to put any lashes on today. We'll just go all natural with mascara. But really cute look, really fun collection. Let me get into my final thoughts. So for my final thoughts here, after testing out the collection, kind of my first impressions here, if I think this collection is worth it or not. I do think this is really cute. I love the color story here. Speaks to me for sure. I love these tones. I wear them quite a lot. So I had a lot of fun playing with this one today, and I thought the mattes in here were very beautiful. Now, I was a little disappointed with the shimmers. They looked so metallic in the pans, but even swatching them and putting them on my eyes, I just felt like there wasn't anything that was really giving off that super metallic shimmer that I love to wear. It's definitely more soft and subtle, which I could see it with the theme kind of being a soft romantic palette. So not everything has to be super glittery and sparkly, and I'm sure some of you guys will love that. So just do keep that in mind, especially with these three toppers. Think of them more as a Super Shock, but they're not quite as pigmented as some of my Super Shocks. And the metallics just seemed a little bit on the lighter side, even though they are so sparkly in the pan. So all around, it is a little bit more of a lighter tone palette, but I do like that you can build up and deepen up the outer corner with that gray color there. Just add a little bit more smokiness to it, but I do think it is a gorgeous color story. Just personally, I would like a little bit more punch to those shimmers. Now you guys know I gotta include my comparisons. So let's do some side-by-sides of some palettes I have, and if you guys have these, you might not need this one. So this is Pretty Please next to this palette called So Very Lovely. I really enjoy this one a lot. I do feel like the mattes are a bit better in Pretty Please, but I think the shimmers might be better in So Very Lovely for more of those punchy metallic looks. I don't know if this is really that similar, but they kind of gave off some similar colors going on. The Rudolph palette from last year, like, can you see what I mean here? It kind of has the pinky smoky vibe that this one does. This one just has a little bit more lighter tones. Well, this one you can do a bit more with personally. I don't know if they still sell this one. It came out last Christmas, but all around, this is a great palette. but I feel like it's a little comparable. I also grabbed my Fairy-Well palette. This was an Ulta exclusive one, a little more glittery. So the shimmers definitely are more punchy in this one, but this one just has a bit more rosy tones to it. But I think they definitely both give off that fun, cool tone color scheme. And then of course, Smoke and Roses. This mega palette is definitely such a good one, and I feel like if you have Smoke and Roses, there's no way you need this. Like, this is a really good quality palette, amazing shimmers. You can go lighter, you can go more vibrant, so you don't really need both. So if you have Smoke and Roses, you already have this for sure. That one is definitely the most comparable, but I know not everyone has these mega palettes because it is kind of overwhelming with all those colors. So those are my quick palette comparisons. As far as the color sticks go, you guys know I don't use these a lot. I really need to try them just all over the lid sometime, but they mostly work as eyeliners for me. They're just not something I get super excited about, but I will say the satin ribbon color that we use in the inner corner is a very beautiful shade, a little bit more unique than some of the other ones I've seen from them. I did discuss the cheek dews as well. These are not my favorite blush from Colourpop. If you're buying Colourpop blush, I do like some of their powder blushes, and for a creamy blush, I do like their Super Shock blushes. I think those pack more punch than these do, and they're easier to work with, so these just are not at the top of my list for Colourpop blushes. Does it look pretty? Yes, but I think it's not really showing up the way I want it to show. They're just so sheer, so I never really recommend these personally. I do like these lip velvets though. If you guys want something a bit more matte that's going to stay on throughout the day, I think these are really nice. They don't feel drying, but they don't really transfer too much on the lips, so I think these are fun, pretty pinky rosy tones. But yeah, that's just quickly my overview and thoughts. I think definitely the winners are the palette. I do like the lip creams too in the collection, so those are my top faves. Let me know if you guys will be picking this one up or if you're going to be passing on it. It should be available online tomorrow. I'll post a little reminder tomorrow as well for you guys, and the link will be down below if you guys want to use my link. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!